Everybody, this is Jared. I am just doing a little update. I just wanted to do a little video. It's probably not going to be the best video, and but I wanted to throughout this year. I wanted to do this home built AC system that I built. It's out of car parts, just scavenge together stuff. So I thought it made me make an interesting video. Now I know I've got clutter crap everywhere. I'm dealing with a lot of things. Sometimes I can't do things the best for medical stuff. I've been kind of messing around with this YouTube, but I actually have a secondary one for like a goof off type of stuff, you know, for a lot of different reasons. I thought this may be a better avenue for me to go with. Because of medical things, I can't do as many things. Although I do believe in spiritual healing, I'm working on these different things, but because of a lot of problems, I'm just like really slow up. So yeah, I know there's gonna be clutter, okay? Just, I'm dealing with stuff the best I can. Okay, so anyways, that's enough of that. Okay, so what I did is I have like an 81 Chevy Silverado, okay? And it was an old truck, it was a parts truck, because it was a 1 ton, I took the axles out of it and stuff. So what I decided is, I'm like, I got this extra parts. This is like actually version like 3 of everything I'm going to show, because I put it all of it in there together and just run it straight. And well, the other thing I'm dealing with is a whole bunch of head puppies and stuff, and they're all trying to, what is he doing out here? Okay, so that's been a whole big challenge and stuff too. But I'm rolling out this video, and maybe I'll make an updated video later, but I'm like, man, this may be a good thing. I haven't touched this video or this YouTube channel because I've been focusing on the other one. But I thought, well, this may be interesting for some people to just kind of see how I did this. And it works fairly good. I'm having more issues with thermal efficiency, I think, in the house for like insulation purposes because other things that I did. But for overall, it works really good. I can't really showcase it the best because I think my power supply went out. And today's, obviously, I'm going to roll this video out fairly quick. Today's the 27th of October, or 28th, something like that. So it's like we're obviously not really even using the air conditioner. I haven't used it in months. So if something happened with it, I maybe got the thing wet or something, had like water, basement flooded, some things. So I can't really super test it, but I'm going to sort of bench test it and not really run the compressor and show that how cold it gets or anything like that. Maybe I'll, you know, when I fix it up, because I've been wanting to do some other things with it in the spring, I'll maybe make some more videos with it. But I just want to do an update. I've got other people that are doing stuff on this YouTube channel. This was actually just a test originally, but maybe I'll start doing some stuff. Maybe start doing, you know, some other things on the lathe project. Maybe bring my son into some different things, build some stuff. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this channel, but I thought this would be an interesting, see where things go. Okay, so enough of that said. So, like I said, 81 Chevy truck, and so it was basically an R12. So I sort of did a conversion, not a full conversion. Basically, just put the valve ends on it and put R134 in it. Is mostly what I did. So, all right, let me switch this around because I'm going to change the camera around so you're not going to see my face. I'm going to like point with the camera. All right, so I have this kind of embedded under here because this is where it kind of goes into the house. Now the dogs keep bringing crap out here. They don't come and bother this because usually they're in the house, not when it's getting hot. So, but they bring all the crap, and I'm dealing with the piled and scattered crap everywhere. But so I have a plate. Now my dad had done something. This is something my dad had worked on. This was actually, I had like a big alternator, like an old truck or something. So that's what some of those things was for. So it actually had like a 5-horse motor and a big generator, so it would be like a 12-volt charger. Okay, so I just took this mounting plate, put this at 220 horse. I'm going to show the electrical type of stuff too, because I'm trying to go through it as fast as I can for people who are interested in understanding the parts of it, and then the other, you know, and then also just kind of checking things out. So I have 2 circuits actually wired in. That is a 220 horse 3 horsepower motor, and that's the compressor out of the truck. Now here is a fan. It's a box fan. The electric motor burned out, but so I welded this thing up with a 1/4 horse of old different motor, and what I have is just the electric box right here. So here's the lines that come in. This is the hot line, the high pressure line, and then the return line comes straight into that pump there. But the lines had a bunch of copper tubing, cleaned them all out, soldered everything together. So that's what I did with that. So it comes in from there. If you don't basically know, let me see if I can run through this real quick. If you don't know how an air conditioning system works, it is a closed loop system. You have a refrigerant, you have a compressor there. So it draws in, so that's why they say they have the suction, because it does kind of have a suction, so that makes it the low pressure, and then it compresses to make it high pressure. But when heat builds up pressure, or the pressure is built up, the heat is built up by the pressures because it compresses it, and it converts it back in from a gas to a liquid. So you have, this is the high pressure line that comes off the pump. There's two lines. There's the one that comes down like that. That is the suction line. This is the high pressure line. And then it comes in here to these condensers. I actually kind of double stacked them to check things out for efficiency. So see all these different car parts and stuff. Some of them are kind of crossed over and fittings and stuff. And so it does that. So I have actually two switches. Let me turn this on real quick. So I'll show you. Electric motor. This other switch here that turns this fan on. The clutch isn't kicking on because of that power supply thing I told you about. So it goes, although I'm going to go downstairs and show the other lines here for a second. I'm trying to go through it because I'm not the best at speaking with this. I'm just trying to showcase this, so bear with me. So you have just a compressor out of a car. It's technically R12, but I've got R134 refrigerant in there. I'm going to put my knees here. Okay, so it comes through here. So this thing I've kind of, so this one here, this crap's in the way. So there's this, it goes into this first stage here, and it comes out, where does it come out? It comes out this line, this bottom line, and then it comes through this, loops back through here, and I know some of this stuff may not be the most efficient. It actually doesn't actually work that bad. This, I mean, even with these lines like this, I don't have a problem with it. So it comes here, and then it goes out into this bottom line. Like I said, pardon the trash, I'm working on a bunch of things. I've got a lot of problems I'm having to deal with. I'm just trying to make some sort of an interesting video out of this, just kind of show this little project. So this is the high pressure line that goes into the house, and that's, I'm getting ready to walk into the house. I'm going to just show you. So actually, I added the secondary one on, and that's why this is more cluttered, because there's more lines than I had to adapt it into. So actually, when I'm checking, I could check here or check here for well, I think that's a low pressure. There's a low pressure, supposed to be low pressure side. No, it should still be high pressure. Yeah, it still would be a high pressure. I think, yeah, if I check the low pressure, I have to check it at the back of the compressor and the little nozzle. Okay, so I'm going to show you inside, because I'm going to show you the wiring too. This is actually, let me think how I have this. I actually, that's the one switch, the white switch, that's 220. So I have 220 that goes to that electric motor, but I only used one leg with the neutral, and then the brown switch on the right gives me 110 for the fan. So it's 220 that comes to that box, so it's 110 at the outlet. So that this cord is what goes to that fan. So that's how I wired that. So I'm going to go downstairs here. I'm going to show you the rest of the wiring, because I actually have contactors and stuff, and I'll show you how I wired everything inside. Alright, so I got clutter and crap everywhere, and everything's sort of a mess type of stuff. I already know. I'm dealing with stuff the best I can. Okay, so I got these two lines. One's on either side. There's that one, and then the copper line. So they go out to that hole in the wall. I drilled that hole and put them out. So where they go, they come over here and come down. Okay. So this is the evaporator that came out of the truck is in here. I still left it in here as I cut a hole in the side of this and did this. It was only like about the size of a block of bread or something. You know, maybe not quite as thick, but about the dimensions of a bread if you cut it the loaf in half. But it was about that size for the evaporator. So it's just, it's kind of a tape. I don't want to rip that up. So that's the expansion valve from it. So I'm not using this stuff, but it's still in there. So there's also try to get more surface area. So I went and actually got an evaporator that looked like the one that was outside. So I actually double stacked them. So that's what this is. It kind of loops in, and it went in from one to the other, I try to block it off. I thought it was restricting flow. So this is an experiment that I've been doing. Okay. So I have this evaporator. This is the expansion valve. So it comes out of this looped back out. There's a tube of this flex line, copper tubing, and it goes into the other. You know what? I don't care. It's just stupid tape. I'm going to show it because I think it might be worth sort of seeing. I mean, it's not used like I just said, but put some more. I kind of have it taped off, so let me turn the light on. We're gonna need the light, I'm sure. So, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the evaporator out of the truck, and that's actually a condenser, but I just use it because it's still a pressure system that's designed for that, and then I just repurposed it. So those lines that kind of snake around and do that. So that was my first and second versions. As I run the small one, I run a little block off plate so all the air would just go through this first one right here, and then the second one right there I added on to it because I figured I'd double up the surface space, and I think because at that point right here, the lines up there don't matter because the liquid lines, the pressure, so it's up above us because we're at below ground level now. And it's not a problem there, but I think looping around, and it did some stuff. And plus, this is the feed line that goes into the furnace. The furnace is there, so the air draws down in here and goes sideways into there and then goes up. So I thought maybe I was losing. It wasn't as cold. It had some other issues. It didn't do as good. It could have been even with this expansion valve, because it's not an orifice tube, this is an expansion valve thing, so it's supposed to automatically adjust, and it came out of the 80s truck, so I could have maybe replaced it. But I thought maybe I lost some stuff. It still wasn't where I wanted it to be. I still wanted to get colder or whatever. This one's actually the return line, I think, and this is the feed line. Let me come over here. Okay, so what I have here now is this is actually for an air conditioning system. It's designed to sit on there. I don't know if it's for this particular model, but I picked this up for 20 bucks. Somebody was selling it on Face Marketplace or something. So I got it for 20 bucks. He's the old person that did some different stuff, had this thing, I just want to get rid of it. So that's the stuff in here. I tied it in, did all these different things here for it. I typically take this pipe off. I had to put this on because we're going into winter now. We've already had some snow because I live over here in Idaho. But I take this up because of the drain. I kind of didn't really super calculate. I may be able to see if I could do something different with this. I kind of just typically drain it in the bucket. But I guess you can. I think the instructions said you could actually mount them here. Here, I'm not that kind of an HVAC installer. I did my own custom thing. But I use this part. I'm using the core. It's got like an A-frame thing in here. And here's the things in the cores that does all this for it. This actually is for a whole home air conditioning system. I did this because I already had all this stuff mostly, and I'm just wanted to see how it would work. And I cut this ductwork and made this whole thing fit like this. And so it goes straight here into the ductwork that goes into distribute to the house, because I figured it'd be colder here, as cold as possible here, and then go into the house. So it does blow cold, and it for the size of the fan that it runs. Okay, because this line, this is the return line. It gets all wet and drips all over the floor, all the way pretty much back to the the thing. So it does really good at working. So it has whatever's built into it, this little restriction orifice tube in there. So it comes out from outside, does all that stuff there, comes to this line, does its thing. There's a little restriction thing. So this is the pressure line. It goes down in there, hits the restriction, and then it has the suction for this line. It could have probably been bigger, but this is what I had to work with. I don't see any problem. It works fine. They typically are bigger lines, but the way I was connecting everything, that's what I had to work with, because that's what the lines on the condensers come off of. I know the systems are sometimes a bit different with the more modern ones. So suction line goes back, and then this. So I haven't had any issues. So let me show you the wiring. So I've got two different lines that I wired in for all this. So this one's 220 coming in, and then this one's 110 coming in. So I have the contactors that I got, and it wasn't quite the contactors that I thought, because I didn't quite look at the one quite right. And it's not a big deal. I just had to do it a little bit differently, because it was okay. I'm trying to remember. I haven't looked at this for a bit. This one's the 110 one. So this is the switch that activates the one, and then the other one activates it. because see, this is the one I have wired up for 220. Let me think. Because I have a thermostat. There's a thermostat upstairs, and I think that's what this one is. One of these lines is. I didn't super look at this before I came in here. So this wire goes up, provides. Maybe it's this wire that comes. Okay, so this is the one. This is the one that runs the fan. If you heard that, this wire feeds it because it comes out of the power. I think that's how it is. This one actually comes from the circuit from the furnace. So I use the power from that. I've redone it. I kind of did a bypass with it. So I run them separately. So if it's an AC mode, I have this switch on and I turn the other part of the furnace off, and I just take the feed line, the power it comes into it, and that's what this comes into, so it doesn't feed into the circuit of the furnace anymore. And so it activates this. So I can still use these for whatever if I need to do it. So it's already got its own neutral, but then I just feed the power line to that. And then so you can see right here. So this activates this one here. So that's where I activated the fan to that. So then this one, it activates this one, which is the 220 power. Okay, so that one comes up over here, goes to this box, and that box here got the two switches. I believe I have them turned off outside, so that's why you're not necessarily hearing it run. So this is kind of how I did it, just for whatever options. If I need to have a shut off here, a shut off out there, and then that whole other switch I just did will turn off everything. This is a 220 one. That turns off both legs of the 220, and then one of the neutral, and one of the legs comes here. One of the legs here, and the opposing leg goes out to run that one. So, because it runs this old battery charger, I think it quit though. I think that's why it's not working. But so that'll actually turn everything off here to this panel, and then going outside, because it's through a hole in the wall right there, I believe. Yeah, and then that turns off these outlets for this battery charger, because I can just turn that electric motor on, and the fan, which is tied into that other box, will turn on outside, and then this will turn the clutch on for that compressor by activating this 12-volt power charge to it. So unfortunately I can't do a very good test with it because the battery charger I think quit, so that's kind of heartbreaking because it's more of a solid state type of thing. But see that's got an off and on or bypass, different modes for this one, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was one of them was not how I thought it was supposed to be for the throw or something with it, and I read it sort of wrong, but I ended up just sort of wiring it differently to make it work. But as I turn that's really kind of the main. It don't activate any of these, but I shut everything off in the winter time, and also the thermostat upstairs. I guess I'll show you that, because what I did, it's some industrial thing for meat locker or something, but it's still gonna have the same kind of contactors, things it was designed to work for. So let me go upstairs and show you that. Okay, like I said, these are some of the puppies. You can see them on my other channel. You don't have to go to my channel and do this, because this is kind of different focus on that other channel. Trying to find some good goofy content, fun stuff, dog videos. That's J&C 316 Zone Experience is my other one. That's I've been more focused at.
Hi.
So, but like I said, I'm dealing with a lot of chaotic type of stuff. So the dogs is one of them. Medical things, trying to figure out what God wants me to do, all that stuff. So what I have here, the rest part of the AC system is this. So this is, it's like a micro switch inside of it, I think. So this is a thermostat control, and it goes either way for activation depending on how you throw it. I had to study the things inside of it. So, and these are pretty fancy things. I hope I don't never lose this, because this is 110 that comes through here. What this does is activate the first contactor that was in the box downstairs. So that first contactor, when I have the power activated, that electrical switch that I turned off, the lower box, one of the wires comes up here, and then it loops into. So if this is activated and the switch is activated, then the contactor will be activated. That first contactor activates the second contactor, which activates 220 power through the other circuit to go out there. That's sort of how I have everything wired up. This is I had a drill fix do this, but I'm in the middle of sort of still making this more decorative. This is for the furnace, for the heat, and this is for AC. I could technically do it one way because the way this thing is wired, it has like 3 wire spots that you could do it. And so it's like if you wire it with these 2 sides, it'll activate depending on your activation spot. So if it's say 60 degrees in here, and if I click this on here, it'll do 60 degrees, and if it's above 60 degrees, and if I want to do air conditioning, it'll activate that part of it. If I want it to be for like a meat locker, then I do it the other way, or something like that. I studied it and I finally figured it out, but that's what I did. So I hope you enjoyed this this video. This is my son here. We're working on some things.
Hi.
We're kind of doing.
Hi guys.
Me and him is mostly focused on their other channel with the dog videos.
Yeah.
Trying to deal with the chaos here. I'm trying to deal with him to hopefully be helpful to all these work projects. But maybe we'll make some fun projects. Do you think we can make some fun projects for our YouTube stuff?
Yes.
One of the channels or the other?
Yeah. So my dad on this channel, he works on like cars and that thing, etc. On our other channel, we focus on like movie reviews, puppies, and we have a new playlist that I don't think most of you guys seen on our channel. It's called Corbin's Corner. So our first video, I don't know how many views it got, but it was about playing checkers and like reviewing it, like all that stuff.
Thank you for your self-promotion. Okay, yeah, he's just happy to do that. We're trying things out. We're doing pretty good with the other one, but a lot of people still seem to have some interest in here. And this was technically a test channel to start things out with, but maybe if people's got interest in what we're working on, we can keep working on it. So here, let me see if I can do this. Hey, let's sign off. Say goodbye to everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me comments. This one's a little bit more of a complicated thing. So you know, if you're like, hey, you're crazy, you shouldn't wire that, you're gonna blow the world up or something, fine. Comment. I don't care. But comments, questions, anything like that.
How long has it been since you had that up?
That's been running for a few years. I've had that. This is like version 3.
If you comment whatever it is, like if you wire that stuff up, it'll blow the world up. We've already had this thing for like a few years, so that's an Uno reverse right there. Okay. He's silly. He's obviously, he does really good with the silly, goofy stuff and that kind of stuff. All right, so thanks for watching this video. If you made it through this far, hopefully that you found it. Comment,
okay, talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
Catch you guys later.